Hello and welcome everyone into the proper Team Rocket Takeover. We've got our very first Sierra of the new rotation. We made mention of it in the previous video. Thanks everybody who checked out the Landorus Giovanni check that we did at midnight last night. We've now got Shadow Shiny Duskull, courtesy of Sierra. So let's see if we get a red one here. It is not, unfortunately. So that is a new Shadow Shiny. To the leaders, I would say. Obviously, it's been available as a grunts thing for the last 2 months. Snorlax is now with Cliff with a much better shiny rate. I've seen a bunch of people already getting the Shadow Shiny from the grunts, which is epic. And the returning-ish Shadow Shiny is Pineco with Arlo. So let's see what we can get today. My objective is to pick up 12 km eggs. That is terrible, dear God. I need to get another 6 and then I can start spinning stops again for the day. Shiny Varoom is the reason we're hunting those 12k eggs and the Rocket Leaders today. But let me know your thoughts and feelings of the Team Rocket Takeover, because I've seen some people saying it may not have the same zest as it used to because of the fact that the grunts can be Shadow Shiny these days. I personally just enjoy having a Team Rocket chase. It's actually one of my favorite aspects of the game, being pretty much completely free, and I like going and battling things and just seeing what we can get. So yes, we have an objective for today. I will say we picked up another 2 shiny Meltan last night, courtesy of a second Meltan box. Unfortunately, I did that stupidly at about 8 PM, so I can't do it in today's video. And the grind for Orthworm still does continue, because no joy on that front. So let me know if you've bagged any Shadow Shinies, as I've broken my research tab. That is splendid work, Scoptic. The new Shadow Pokemon available are Stuffle, Morlul, Helioptile, and Dupider, which I think are some very good picks. I do actually need the Shadow Shinies of all 3 of these, but you know me, I'm not a massive Shadow Shiny chaser because it can be very long-winded. I like trying to go for decent stats. Not a Shadow Shiny in 121. I'm going to show you though, because I have bought an extra Rocket Radar. Thank you, Excadrill. Typically with the Team Rocket Takeover, everyone thinks that massive rocket boost and everything, and that's true, but mostly only for the grunts. And that's because the grunts get boosted, which then isolates and, oh, thank you very much, we've got an in-game ticket. Thanks, Melnick. Good timing there. You get yourself in 2 videos. We're quite fortunate in the fact that there's actually some around, but judging by the number of Pokestops, the grunts take up the spaces, because obviously a Rocket Leader needs to stay on there from 6 AM through to like 10 PM. It basically blocks the Pokespot with the Rocket Leader. It's just the grunts that get boosted. So yeah, utilize your 2-hour cycling balloons to your advantage. Basically, try and get yourself your rocket components before the next 2-hour balloon cycles on in. Let's get a Cliffy battle done, and he's a Shadow Snorlax man these days. What I do need to do is do what I did with Giovanni. Use the power-up punch Lucario versus the Hundo. Luckily, it's a bit more fast-paced, as I mentioned on the Giovanni video. If you put your shield up, it comes on through. You don't have to wait for the timer these days, which is a nice quality of life update, as we say. Finally, in the bin, and of course it's Golurk. The one thing, this happened on the balloon, I think, at 7 AM when I checked this morning. I did manage to take him down, as you can see, with the help from circuitry, and then we can just hit it with the Dazzling Gleam on the Tyranitar, and then get yourself the Lucario to finish off. I seem to remember the Hundo Shadow Snorlax is 727, something along those lines. Boom. Done. Of course, there's no special research these days for Team Rocket. It is linked to the Go Pass for the event. What do you think about that? I personally don't necessarily mind, but if you miss out on the Go Pass rewards by some whatever, if you don't get to rank 30 and get your Super Rocket Radar, you miss out on Giovanni, not a Shadow Shiny, and it's going to be terrible as well. The advantage of it being special research is, of course, it basically lives forever in your account. I think it would be better to do special research for Team Rocket, just so that it sticks around. Doing a Go Pass that disappears by the time the event finishes is their way of basically saying, if you don't go out and play now, you're going to miss out. With limited run events, this is probably quite a good one to go and play, because we don't have an event for another 2 weeks. Right, I'm going to catch this off camera because Snorlax is a ball ache. Let's see if we can't get ourselves an Orthworm, courtesy of Max Ruboy. Did get another 98 yesterday, courtesy of just doing some evening raid, should I say. 36, 37 raids deep. No shiny just yet. Can you deliver the blue worm? No, not this time until, oh, 12:59, that's bad. Not surprisingly, it's another Sierra, so I think Sierra with Duskull are going to be quite common. It's going to be not a red one. 135 is a bit better than the previous one. Oh, that cliff battle was a bit of a battle, just for the namesake of it. Gardevoir and Camerupt as a lineup, and I don't have anything to counter it really, so just spammed circuitry electric moves. Anyway, could it be not a Shadow Shiny? No surprise, but it's not horrendous. Decided to finally switch the team for Cliff, put an Origin Giratina in. We should deal with either Golurk or Gardevoir. Could it be no Shadow Shiny, and a bit worse, I think, than the one before. Couple of Orthworm raids here in person. And considering we can spin stops finally, I'm definitely going to do them. So, 12.95, thanks to Barside to a Mastery Boy for jumping in, making it a nice trio. That was Mega Lucario. It is not a blue one. Traffic ain't moving. I know the frustration. Have you guys ever managed to get a Shadow Shiny from a grunt? Because me personally, I do every grunt that I can see because it's basically free dust and you can potentially get something that's useful. Very rarely do you actually get something that's good and worthwhile, but never had one personally since the update, so we'll be seeing what we can get. We've got a quest to complete for a shield on. Lovely. Stack you go, my friend. And we have got to rank 30 of the Go Pass, so a couple more encounters. Pawnyard. Ah, I wish you were shiny boosted, my friend. Like the good old days. Manifest a shiny for the next one. Sadly not. Get you caught. Okay, a couple of Honedge. No red sword. Got another sword. It is not a bloody sword. Get it caught. And now you get some Meltan. I think you get one from the free track and maybe two from the premium. Not a shiny one. Not sure of the research hundo because how often is Meltan actually in research? But it's really good to see it there. Means even if you can't get a Meltan box, you can get a couple of them. Although I'd say it's very easy, just download Pokemon Home, use an email and a password, make a Nintendo account, and just do it that way, because you can do it as much as you like. Sadly, all 440 something and no shinies, but when has the Go Pass really delivered anything spectacular? Anyway, we do have another Super Rocket Radar, which is definitely going to be put to good use. Whether it's on Landorus this time round or not is up for debate. I made mention of there being more grunts around and everything like that, but it really doesn't seem like previous Team Rocket takeovers, every single Pokestop that didn't have a leader had a grunt on it constantly. And as you can see here, there's a lot of dead space, and even the Rocket leaders, you know, and I know we've done a lot of them, but there's one in Walpole. That is it. So maybe a little bit lackluster this time round. I don't know whether it's just because it's day one, but we do have a decoy grunt, so Shadow Shiny potential quick invite, courtesy of Paul Barside 2. Thank you very much. 1274. Come on. Blue Worm, no. So I think we're north now at 40 encounters, no shiny, but it being a 1 in 64, we could go for a long time and not get one. And quickly, here is that in-person Orthworm check. It's not blue. Oh, it's terrible as well. Yay. Found another Cliffy boy lurking down by a coffee shop, street corner. Also, the third Middlemon is Galarian Wheezing. So thankfully, I put in my other Lucario that has Meteor Mash on it to use the Steel type attack, and then it had Gallade at the end. Anyway, could it be? No Shadow Shiny, and it's really bad as well. Lovely. Two more leaders. There's one in Walpole and one in Lammas, and then that, honestly, is like one batch of leaders done. Now we're in the Gen 5 legendaries for Giovanni. We've done some of the Forces of Nature. Will they do the Therians next time round, or will they go to a different batch of shadows like Virizion, Terrakion, and Cobalion? I wonder if they'll start doing those instead. And to finish up the Rocket leaders around here, because there literally isn't any more as far as I can see on the radar, Arlo. Easy takedown. But some bad news is in between the previous clip and this clip. We got struck by a bird. I'm not sure you can see it on there. It's a very small little thing, thankfully, but it's ruined the day. Anyway, maybe a Shadow Shiny could perk us up. Not this one, if there's going to be any. We have 12Ks now. Incubate and walk as fast as I can, 8 kilometers. While doing some Orthworm raids and just catching and doing some general grunts now. Don't have to worry about the radars anymore. 206 on the part. Ooh, very bad. Oh, we've had a Shadow Hundo Talo. That was literally the battle I did just before the Pineco from the balloon. Sick. Shadow Hundo Talo. Obviously, Shadow Hundos are possibly the rarest thing. Well, Shadow Nundo maybe, actually. Maybe 6th Shadow Hundo ever. Correction, 7th. So there we go, from a random flying grunt balloon. It's not really useful, but it's a great collectible, fantastic. We can still squeeze in some Orthworm raids while we are wandering around. I'm not doing it right now. 1292. Let's see if G47IX over in Poland can deliver some shiny Orthworm. But shout out again, Pistachio Latte. Iced today because it's actually a beautiful sunny day. Going to be north of 20 degrees Celsius, and it's not a blue worm once again. So got an Orthworm hatch locally, which is good. Made it a nice trio. One person spammed in, one person's local. Oh, 1259, you are terrible, my friend. But be blue, please, so I can get my steps going again. The peeps over at Go Hub and other places have done their calculations on whether Shadow Landorus is worth your time. I'll come to that after I've done this check. Not shiny, what a surprise. The long and short of it is that basically it's not actually too good if you look down here in terms of DPS and stuff. The Shadow Incarnate form is actually worse than the standard Therian version. And it's below Shadow Garchomp, Shadow Groudon, Mega Garchomp. However, you can see future-proofing, if they get round to it, Shadow Landorus in its Therian form would outdo pretty much everything short of Primal Groudon, which is actually insane. The reasoning behind that is the Therian version has better attack stats and everything, and it also gets access, as I mentioned in the video from Midnight, it gets access to Sandsear Storm, the exclusive move, whereas the Incarnate form currently doesn't. If it did, it would be better than Shadow Garchomp, but it's not the case, sadly. So as things go, it's actually still like in the top 10. It's not the worst, but you be the judge of it. We're now back after many kilometers walked. So we've got 12 brand new 12-kilometer eggs, 12 times. Let's see. 12 chances of rubbish. There's a Varoom first off. That needs to be gold. And it's nice to have a bit more of a limited pool than 12k eggs back in the day. But typically when something becomes as a shiny for the first time, it suddenly disappears from the pool of eggs, even though it's supposedly the same rarity. So we've had a Shroodle, which is the only thing that can't be shiny in the 12-kilometer eggs now. There's plenty of Solander, which are good shinies we still need. Shroodle again, come on, good Stardust though. Pancham, this one's a Sandile. Nice, still need my own shiny of that, I think. Actually, we have one from Paris Go Fest. There you go. No shinies and only one Varoom, as honestly I suspected, but a 96er. Nice. Was there anything else Hundo-wise? No. So my chance of restocking on all that stuff is going to be fairly limited, but I can get at least one more because of the Sierra Blue. I've done a bunch of rocket grunts and things while wandering around and doing various bits and pieces, and no further shiny joy, unfortunately. Let's see if we can get some more 12Ks, but we are out of leaders for this area, unfortunately. If you got some 12Ks done today, let me know. What did you get from them? I did manage to find a cliff at the end of my typical route while scoping Walpole. So, Snorlax, please, it is not. And I think that's the worst one we've seen today. I would like to afford the opportunity to say thank you very much and welcome to a couple of new Patreon members. You guys here on the Rolling Credits, thank you so very much for all of your wonderful support, because it means doing this crazy kind of thing here on the internet and YouTube videos, Chicago, and everything travel-wise and all the challenges and things would not be a continued possibility were it not all for the thanks to that wonderful support. Really do appreciate every single one of you. And all of you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and interact with the videos. Appreciate you guys a whole lot. I think we're going to conclude today's video with 2 Orthworm raids and a bit of a summary regarding this takeover event. 1279, pretty flat. We may have had a bit of a mid-start here in regards to the number of leaders around. That's just how it goes. And Team Rocket Takeover, it boosts grunts more than leaders. It's still not blue for me. That's a real shame, but while we'll catch that, because another one's just hatched here, I am burning daily incense, but my luck with daily incense has been so bad recently, I don't care. Anyway, I've actually found plentiful numbers of the new Shadow Pokemon, Stuffle, Morlull. Helioptile maybe less so, actually. And what was the other one? I actually haven't found a Dewpider today, be it in the bug or the water grunts. I actually haven't found many of those grunts at all, but hey, it is how it is. Okay, and while we battle this, the other thing, of course, no shiny Varoom, but then again, we've hatched one out of getting 12Ks. So the opportunity, it's not meant to be something you pick up right now. It's something that's actually in the game to keep you playing for the foreseeable future. I guess given the Rocket leaders, and actually now that Varoom is in the 12K eggs, I will do every leader I see. I'll just battle them. Speak of the Landorus, there you go. We haven't powered up our Shadow. I do have some things I want to power up. So, numbers. What are going to be? 1288. Just be blue. And level up with Go-Kart Chris. Hopefully we'll see you in Chicago, dude, since it is your home city, hometown. It's not blue still, so I think we're probably 45, 50 checks on that thing. If we go and look at our storage and have a look, see, oh, I think we picked up we've got some more Hundos. Okay, oh, that Shieldon was actually from Field Research that I claimed not too long ago. So there we go, Field Research Hundo. And this Spearow, the XXL Spearow, nice. That apparently was a weather-boosted Hundo. But the Hundo Shadow Tailor, ironically, I didn't realize this, it's in the same clip of when I just had a bird do its business on me. Maybe this is the good fortune that comes from that bird dump, is a Hundo Shadow bird. This is one thing I did want to talk about regarding Varoom, is if you come to, this is Chicago Go Fest, I'm not sure if the spawns are identical for Tokyo and Copenhagen, but Varoom should get updated to being shiny, available as a wild spawn for Chicago. So I'm very content with going chasing for that, to be honest. in the wild. That'll be a very rare and exclusive thing. Of course, we've talked about the Caterpie wearing the Pokeball hat, and we get the Bulbasaur, which actually I don't have. I have the Squirtle personally. Alolan Raichu in the wild and a few other bits and pieces, and Glaring Corsola missing its glasses. See, Varoom is not featured as a spawn so far, noted in, well, there's and more, some even might encounter the following, but it's not listed for Tokyo, and in Copenhagen it doesn't look like it's featured either. We've got Charmander and obviously Caterpie with the Pokeball hat there, but you've got Charcadet, I think, in its egg place, the egg Pokemon available in the wild. Mudbray being featured is really nice. There is Rockruff and more, but maybe it's a Chicago exclusive. So, if you like this piece of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and stick around for plenty more. We will be back out, certainly for a bit more of a grind. I want to keep these 12k eggs going. Saturday is the Entei raid day. I'm very much looking forward to that one. That's my favorite of the Johto beasts. And of course, if you like what you see here, there's plenty of other bits and pieces available on the channel for you to check out. If you haven't seen us getting our Landorus, we got quite a good one actually. Check it out over here. Congrats to anybody who got your Shadow Shiny Legendary from that Giovanni battle. And you can check out this video right over here. But I will say, folks, until the next time, do take care.